Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel again. Hope you had a wonderful time in between. Right now we are in Lamayuru and as you can see this is the main national highway and this is our hotel. It's literally on the highway and easy to locate. They have a spacious and protected parking lot where you can safely park your vehicle. And I will talk about yesterday's experience about crossing Fotula at night. But before that, check out the place once. This is the common hangout area and this is the dining. You will have to come out here for lunch, dinner and breakfast because they are not going to serve you at your room. This is the room and as you can see everyone is getting ready for today. Once we are ready, we'll have our breakfast and we'll hit back the roads. Simple breakfast of aloo sabji, roti and butter. We are having a heavy breakfast so that we don't have to stop before lunch. We are back on the roads and the stay was like a home away from home. Lodging charges are best as per head and food expenses are not included in lodging at all. Here you will find 24/7 running hot water in your attached washroom, which is very uncommon over here. Everyone is very helpful and we reached here at near about 10:30 p.m. yesterday night, so we came here and requested for tea and at so late they didn't turn us down. By this you can understand how helpful and understanding they are to the other needs. The night ride was very much hectic and difficult and it was challenging also, whatever you can see. The path through all kind of challenges towards us. We were riding at night and that night ride took a toll on our body also. We were unable to clutch and brake properly due to the cold and the temperature suddenly dropped down to 1 or 2 degrees centigrade. After that, when we reached our hotel late, we were dead tired and even our eyes were paining, we were having headaches. And the headaches was not because of the height, it was because we pushed ourselves so hard to cross Fotula at night. That's why we were having all those headaches. It was pitch dark and all that we could see was the 3 headlights of our bike and the roads in that. We messed up, got delayed yesterday, so we had to do the night ride to make up for the delay by crossing Fotula at night. But I request you guys, if you're crossing this, please plan properly and plan well in advance. And also, the main thing, remember to keep a track of your time. Because if you're crossing Zozila, Namikla and Fotula on the very same day, avoid crossing this at night. Even you can stay back at Kargil if you want and they have the homestays and hotels and do the next 2 passes the next day. It was risky, it was challenging. And believe me, all this risk was worth taking. And this risk and this challenges had the own thrill of their own and we enjoyed that thrill also very much. So I don't see Eric and Romit in my looking glass, so I'll wait for them for some time. I stopped and looked at the view. It's the blue sky and the brown mountains, picture perfect. They caught up and we are back on the roads. The first petrol pump which we got was 20 kilometers from Lamayuru where we were staying. Till Sonmark all the petrol pumps were accepting card, but here onwards all they are accepting cash. And even I guess going forward they will only accept cash. And the next petrol pump, which is I think it will be a few kilometers before Leh, so it's better to top up your vehicle over here only. Today we will be riding to Leh and the distance is around 140 kilometers. Before reaching Leh, we will be stopping at Alchi and Likir, both are monasteries. And the distance that we need to do today is not much, so we started a bit late and let's see how Ladakh treats us today. Over here in this stretch, you will have to be very cautious about the falling rocks. You can see these are all the loose rocks and they start falling anytime. So keep a look, be little more open, look forward before you go. If there is no disturbance, you can easily go ahead. All you need to be a little bit of cautious over here. Alchi is near about 60 kilometers from where we were staying, and it's a diversion on the main highway. As you can see, this is the main highway and there's a diversion on my left, so we have to go that way to reach Alchi. So it's very hard to detect these turns because on mountain roads you are unable to see these turns ahead. So we misses. We were lucky that we overshooted it, but not by much. On my right is the Indus River, which you have to cross to reach Alchi. And the only mobile connection which is working over here is the BSNL and the Airtel postpaid connections. And it's better that you download the offline map before when you have good internet connection. And today the offline map is on Eric's phone, so he is leading today, and that's the main problem, that Eric and Google Map at the same time is a very deadly combination, because when there is a turn, they misses it up always. On my left, what you can see is the Alchi Stadium. It's not like what stadium we see down in the cities on the plane. It's pretty raw, and as you can see, it's a field and no stands. There are stands backside, but sides they're open on the street. This is a small village in between of nowhere, in between this majestic mountains. It's a good place to visit. And if you are planning to stay over here, you will also get a lot of homestays and lot of restaurants, so it's easy to find accommodation and fooding over here, so that won't be a problem. We won't be staying here, we will be stopping by here for some time, and again we will head towards Leh. What I'm saying here is people are having private cars, so what I'm wondering is that I don't see any petrol pump over here in Alchi. So do they go back to 30-40 kilometers to fill up their tank, or they have any other option over here? So I don't know, that's why I'm wondering how they manage. This is the entry of the monastery, and you will find this market just at the entry. So you can find ornaments, home decoration stuff over here, and most of them are predominant Tibetan style. And you can get things for yourself also. They're pretty cool and reasonable also. Here is the monastery. I know the image and the video is a little bit shaky, because I was recording all this on mobile camera and while I was walking, so it's shaky. Please bear with me this time. Next time going forward, I will see the videos are not shaky. This is the backside of the monastery, and to enter the monastery you will have to take off your shoes and everything, so we thought better to drop that plan. There's always the next time. The monastery is closed from 1 till 2:30 p.m. for lunch. So if you're planning to visit this place, plan accordingly, and even if you reach this place between that time, you can spend your time at the restaurants. They have pretty good and cool restaurants over here outside the monastery, as you can see. So here is a restaurant. It's a pretty good place to spend some time. And even we will be having our lunch over here. Here's the lunch, it's all veg again, no other options. We are back on the roads and our next stop will be Likir, which is another monastery, and it's near about 20 kilometers from Alchi. And Likir is also a detour of some 20 kilometers from the main highway. On my left, what you can see is the Likir entry, but Google is showing 2 kilometers ahead. So I'm sure that we will have to come back for the entry. So that was the main entry for Likir, and this is the route which Google is taking us from. This is not the main lane, main highway anyway. This is, I don't know if it is a by-lane or a service lane for Likir, but we are following Google. So these are the times when you start questioning that if you can really depend on Google on all the time. At the end, it will take you to your destination, but in between, Google takes up some shortcuts and some by-lanes and service lanes. And that point of time, it takes you to this kind of roads, and then you start questioning: do you really depend on Google for all the times? As you can see, the main road and the main entry is over there, and Google is taking us from here. There are also homestays over here, so even if you plan to stay over here in Likir, I don't think you will have a problem in finding your lodging and fooding. And the population here is very low, and you won't get to see many people around. And yes, if you like peace and silence, you can easily spend a day over here. It's really peaceful and it's really very, very silent. Look at the view, the brown mountains, the green valleys and the blue skies. All the turns and all the stops over here are just like picture perfect. And everything seems like a wallpaper. And here is Likir for you. You have to park your vehicle and go up till the monastery. Even this is not the season. The season will kick in few days afterwards. That's why the crowd over here is not much. So I don't know how we will get it in it's a peak season for Ladakh. And the toughest part starts from here. So we parked our bike and now we have to walk up to the monastery. And as you can see, the inclination is very high over here. And now we are getting a reality check of our health. So we are taking few steps, breathing heavily, and we are stopping very frequently in this much only. You can see the inclination is it's too high over here. Here is the Buddha statue, and this is the main attraction over here in Likir. This statue is near about 75 feet tall. Let's go up and have a close look of it. Here is it's massive and it's huge. So if you're coming from Lamayuru, you can stop at Alchi and Likir and then go to Leh. And even if you're coming from Leh, you can come to Alchi and Likir, stop over here for some time, and then again you can go back to Leh on the very same day. The distance from Leh to Alchi and Likir is not much. It's near about 100 kilometers, 100 or 120 kilometers. Once you reach this road, Leh is nearby, and this road is a rider's paradise. So enjoy this. We have reached the magnetic hill. What people say, if you park your vehicle somewhere over here, it will get pulled due to the magnetic effect. So on my right is the magnetic hill. Here it is. So if you park it over here, they will pull it due to the magnetic effect. But I really didn't feel any magnetic pull, so I'm unsure of such phenomena. There might be or might not be. And you can see the tracks on the mountains. You can get an ATV rented and go up the hill if you want. Again, see a picture perfect wallpaper. On my left, what you can see is the Gurudwara. It's not much crowded, but what we are planning, we are planning to come back over here tomorrow morning so that we can spend some quality time over here. And yes, we are a little bit early today, not like yesterday. And we are planning to reach Leh as we have not booked our hotels. So we will reach Leh and then look for hotels, and I think Leh will be pretty crowded. And on my right is the gorgeous and beautiful Indus River. Here's the beautiful Indus River for you guys. And as we are pretty much nearly, I'll end this episode over here. Till next time, bye bye, take care and ride safe.